we wanted to show you how excited Macy gets to come outside. Hi! Hi, Macy girl! Oh my goodness, you're stealing the towel. I was sitting on that. This is Macy, everybody. Macy is an 8-year-old lab. She's a retired breeder girl. She lived on a farm, so she wasn't really kept like in a kennel. They said that she was like loose on the farm, and then at night they would put her like in her kennel in the barn. So she really likes people. She's really sociable. She lived with kids. They said that she really liked the kids and spent a lot of time with them. And when Macy first came to us, she was kind of like a grumpy old lady, you know, just kind of wanted to stick by herself and would grumble at the other dogs. And we did surgery on her, and we had to remove a lot of mammary masses and her spay. And then once she recovered from that, we saw like a completely different dog. She was full of life, running and playing. She actually likes some other dogs now. We've had her with a couple friends, and she likes to run and romp and play. And she loves toys. She likes tennis balls. And we just feel like she must have been in pain because the life was brought back into her, and she's just completely different than when she first got here. She is 8, so she is an older girl, but you would not be able to tell with her spunk. She is full of life and love. You can see on her face here and on her feet, she has a little bit of skin issues, but they are resolving with the HP diet she's on now. So it's an allergen diet for her skin, and it's definitely made a big difference. We've seen so much improvement since she got here even. So yes, Macy would have gone out for open house, but as we mentioned in our post, we are dealing with a respiratory illness here right now, and unfortunately Macy was one of the girls that got sick, so we are getting her back to health. She's feeling so much better than when she first started, and I think she'll be fully recovered shortly. But I have Brittany here. She's one of our vet techs. She's going to talk to you guys a little bit about Macy's medical history, just because she does have a lot going on with that. We keep saying, why isn't Macy adopted? Why does nobody want to come see Macy? And we think that it's just the medical stuff that kind of scares people away. So I have Brittany here, and she's going to kind of break that down for you so you can get a better understanding of it. And maybe if somebody feels like they understand it well enough that they would be willing to take it on and help our girl out. So I'm going to pass it over to Brittany and see if I can get Macy riled up to show you guys how she likes to play. Macy, you want a ball?
So Macy came to us. I know Jordan briefed with some medical things, but she came to us with really chronic skin. It was very severe, very thickened. It almost looks like it was black, hair loss. It was all down underneath her chin, down into her chest, her belly, her feet. You can see the hair is growing back. So she came into us, her ears were really thickened, red, infected. So we did cytologies. It was coated in bacteria and yeast. She also had cultures sent out on her skin to make sure we're treating with the appropriate medication. So she is on the HP diet, as Jordan said. That is the hydrolyzed diet, and she is doing very well on that. She was also treated then with antibiotics and an antifungal for a little over a month until her skin finally had resolved. She is getting bathed in a medicated bath. So she gets medicated shampoo, and they do that. They were doing it twice a week for about 3 weeks. Now they do monthly bathing. And to just help maintain the skin and from having reoccurring infections. So she also gets Cytopoint, which is just a monthly injection for her allergies. That just helps maintain them as well, along with the HP. Hopefully, maybe one day she wouldn't need either the injection if the food is doing the trick. But for now, we're still trying to make sure we have everything under control. The ears have resolved as well with treatment, so we are doing maintenance cleaning. So she just gets like every other week she gets her ears cleaned. That seems to be doing the trick for her. She's also on fish oil. That is really good for skin and coat health, so we have her on that. Along with that, she does have some anemia. So when we did her blood work, she was anemic when she arrived. So we were working that up, rechecking CBCs like every 2 weeks, trying to see, is it from the chronic disease with the skin, or is there something else underlying? So we were giving her B12 injections to try to help. We did do the spay, remove the mammary masses, which all the masses that she had removed were benign, so that was good for her. And at this time, she still has like an anemia that we are unsure of what the cause is. So she did have a tick-borne panel just to make sure we weren't missing. You know, we do a heartworm tick test when they arrive, so we test for Lyme, Ehrlichia, anaplasmosis, and heartworm. That was negative, but we did test, the tick-borne panel does a whole long list of things, so that came back all negative. We also did a path review, which tells us in detail what, you know, if there's abnormal cells, something causing the anemia, what type of anemia and so that really told us not a lot of information, unfortunately, as well. So at this time, we're kind of monitoring the anemia with monthly CBCs and monthly injections of B12. The other concern, you know, is that it could be just her, you know, chronic skin was creating the anemia, and we're still seeing that as an effect. Or, you know, there is concern too that maybe she has something, you know, more serious going on. Could it be like a bone marrow disorder? You know, are we looking at something like cancer that we aren't able to find at this point? The only real way to test for that is to do a bone marrow aspirate, which is internal med, and they do that. So as the rescue, we elected to monitor CBCs, give her the injections, maintain the allergies, and she seems to be doing really well with that. So that's kind of Macy's medical background. She does have a lot going on, but she is so sweet. So I'll give the phone back to Jordan.
Yeah, so a couple things to add about Macy along with the medical stuff is that she has gone on Doggy Ditch Day a number of times here with our volunteers, and she gets stellar reviews every time. They said she rides great in the car. I think she rode well in the car when we had to take her to the vet too. She loves children, and fun fact, if any of you guys remember little Miss Wilhelmina, our black doodle, she is actually Macy's puppy. So, believe it or not, Macy came in with Wilhelmina and her brother, and this is Wilhelmina's mom. What? Do you love your fish? You can see Macy just got so much life in her, and the farm said in their words they surrendered her because it was time for her to move on. So, I think they knew that she deserves to be in a home for her last years that she has left, and you would not know this dog is 8 years old. She loves to play, she loves people, she's full of life. She loves to, you don't want to chase it now. She likes to bark, she likes to walk, she walks great on the leash, and you can see she's just resting her head against me. I think she'd be a dog that is content just relaxing and watching TV, or I think she would like going on hikes. I think she could really do a little bit of anything. She's just a super darling girl.